Welcome to Disestablishing Elitism. Just kidding, we're going to color today. Unless we want to talk about that, but we could save that for another video. Hi, my name's Ayana, and we'll be coloring today. My pronouns are they, them. I am an AmeriCorps member at OFC. I help with community engagement and all things design. So what we're going to do today is engage the community with some design. So here is what we're going to be using is just a box of crayons. I got the 64 pack because I wanted the sharpener. True story. And we are going to be coloring this beautiful landscape of Columbus, Georgia, which has some very interesting ties to an LGBTQ person in history. So we'll be learning about that while we color along. And if you don't want to color this, color whatever you want. I'd love to see whatever you create during this special half hour, maybe hour. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's special. And anyone can color, anyone can draw. Excuse me. You just need some patience, some crayons, some paper, and your imagination. So let's get to coloring. I'm a little too excited to do this, but that's okay. Let's do it.
Before we get into the steps, I'll be showing you what color crayons I'll be using. Mahogany, bittersweet, chestnut, forest green, yellow green, sky blue, and gray. Let me know your favorite color. Today we'll be following 3 easy steps into coloring our picture. First, we're going to draw our 2 trees, left and right. Second, we're going to draw the bridge in between. And third, we're going to draw the land, which will also create our river, and the remaining trees around it. And all we have to do after that is color. This first part's pretty easy to follow along. I'm drawing the outline of the drawing with the color mahogany. Feel free to pause the video at any point if it feels like I'm going too fast. I tend to do that as this is the 3rd time I've drawn this picture. I had to get my practice in before this. Now we're going to draw our bridge, which is one curved line from one tree to the other. And don't forget to pull that line down to the corner of your paper right here. And to draw the bottom part of the bridge, we're going to draw one diagonal line down, and then a half circle, and then a diagonal line up to this tree on the right. And don't forget to draw your line down to the other side of the paper like so. And here I'm adding some support beams for my bridge, which is just 2 parallel lines going down, and a rectangle on top, and a rectangle right behind it. You may have noticed the stars on the screen, which have historical facts about Ma Rainey. When I think about people, I like to think about where they're from, and I also like drawing nature. I wonder if she ever came to this spot in Columbus, Georgia. Did you know almost every genre of popular music today has in one way or another been influenced by blues music? Jazz, R&B, gospel, country, rock, hip-hop, and eventually even pop music. Without people like Ma Rainey, we probably wouldn't have a lot of the music we enjoy listening to so much today. Don't forget to leave some space at the top here so we can color in the leaves later. Alright, now we can finally start coloring. So I drew this whole outline using that same mahogany brown crayon, and guess what? That's right, we're gonna color with that same mahogany brown crayon. Let's start with this tree on the left. To add more depth to our drawing, I'm drawing these lines on the trunk, and I'm coloring a little bit harder on the left side of the line because our light source is coming from the right. Obviously, you don't have to do any of those tips. You can color it whatever way you want to color it, and you can color it any color you want to color it. I think drawing and coloring is a lot like music. There's not really any rule to do it. You just do what feels right and what you enjoy doing. And this is how I enjoy coloring my pictures. What's your favorite way to color pictures? Do you like to scribble? Are you a scribbler? Are you a in the line, outside the line? You like bold colors? Maybe you don't like crayons. Maybe you like markers. Let me know. Taking the color Bittersweet here and adding a little more shading and extra coloring into the tree trunk. One of the most amazing things about art is that it allows us to express how we experience the world around us. Now, Ma Rainey gained popularity in the South because she was able to capture the mood and expression of Black Southern life in her music. She also sang about her own queerness in her songs. Here I'm taking chestnut and I'm darkening up some shades in the tree. This part may seem a little hard, but it's actually pretty simple. We're going to draw a bunch of half circles across the bridge, and it's going to end up looking something like fish scales. This is going to be the bricks and stones of the bridge. Again, you can always pause or rewind if you need to watch some extra steps. I just don't want you to have to sit through an hour-long video, which is why I'm speeding this part up. So I'm using that same mahogany color crayon and I'm just scribbling along the bridge in any direction I feel like it. And you can do the same too. There's no method here, there's no technique. You just color in the parts that you want to. And that's the best part about this drawing, is you can do anything you want. Using that darker chestnut crayon, I'm making C-shaped motions or like little half circles or U's around the existing curves of the bricks and stones to give it more dimension. And again, do this any way that you want to. You can pick certain stones, you can do some stones, you can do half the stones, you can do every other stone. I'm really just going in a random order because, well, that's just the way my brain works, I guess. I hope you're enjoying the program so far. I know this format is new to OFC, but we're doing what we can to provide any kind of support to you, whether it's art, info, resources, or all three. In fact, tomorrow we have a virtual workshop on protecting parentage and familial relationships during COVID-19 from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can register using the link tinyurl.com/OFC123. I went ahead and used mahogany to scribble in the land, and I'm going to use that same color to shade it by starting at the bottom of the bank and applying some strong pressure. And as I move up the bank, I'm going to switch to medium pressure, and the higher I go, I'm going to use less pressure to create a nice, soft gradient.
Whew. I am getting a hand cramp doing all of that coloring, so let's take a break. We're about halfway through. I know we're using a lot of brown, so it doesn't look like we're getting that far, but I promise we just have to get through all those different shades, and then we're almost done. Almost there. So let's shake out our hands, get some movement going, and we can stretch this way and this way. Even though we're just using our hands for the coloring, it's always nice to move the whole body, especially when you're sitting down the whole time coloring your drawing. I like to move up and down, side to side, especially during these times where it's kind of hard to get some movement going. We gotta make space with the space we have. So let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving, and I think I'm ready to get coloring again. Let's go.
I went ahead and finished coloring the land, and now I'm going to add some grass on the side of the banks. It's pretty simple, just a few flecks of green going up in different directions, and you can add as much or as little grass as you want. For the water, we're going for Van Gogh inspired water with these little squiggly strokes. I kind of follow the natural curve of the bank, and from there I follow the curves of the ripples that I already created. Again, you don't have to do this, it's just a style choice. I like to do it to make the drawing a little bit more interesting, especially with all the shades of brown that we used. And after that, we're just going to color it in lightly. And then we're going to use that same sky blue for the sky. Another reason why I wanted to draw this landscape is because I miss being outside. How do folks feel about being cooped up? Are you guys all getting enough sun? Are you getting enough fresh air? Sometimes cracking open a window or sitting at the sunniest part of your space can make all the world of a difference. I'm taking that forest green crayon and making short little strokes to create trees, and you can see the difference between the trees that we made space for leaves versus the ones we didn't, which that's okay, all is well. To quote the great Bob Ross, there is no such thing as a mistake, only happy little accidents. That about wraps up the drawing for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know this is not exactly a beginner level drawing, but you can see it's not that hard. There's steps to follow, and now you have some new techniques for the next drawing that you wish to create. I hope to see you soon, and take care.